Hi guys, welcome back to Sniff with Steph. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really appreciate all the support. So today we are doing a very exciting video. We are reviewing a lot of fragrances, 8 in fact, from the house of Xerjoff. So we all know that Xerjoff has had a lot of hype recently. If you don't know, it's a very popular niche house and they're known for having very expensive, high quality fragrances. So today we're kind of gonna be exploring Xerjoff. I have a lot of samples to get testing and also 2 other fragrances that I've tried previously that I wanna give you guys my take on. So if you're really trying to figure out if you want to buy something from the house of Xerjoff and you're on the fence, you want to know about the most popular scents, you are at the right place. As always, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. That would be so helpful, and leave any comments below if you want to see something from me. So the first fragrance we're going to talk about is Ivory Roots. Now, this is a very popular fragrance from the house of Xerjoff and one that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a very long time. So let's go ahead and give it a spray. So, let me tell you guys, this is strong. So the notes in this are spicy notes, sandalwood, allspice, patchouli, and basil. I have my little notes that I made because I wanted to make sure I gave you guys all my thoughts. So for this fragrance, I wrote down it's sweet, but not too sweet, elegant, balsamic, spicy, unisex. It's a little bit powdery. It's very warm and it is strong. So this almost seems like it has vanilla in it, but it doesn't, which is surprising. Yeah, it's just like this really delicious, balsamic, sweet, but not too sweet. I feel like if a man wanted to wear this, he could, but it definitely leans feminine. Lovely, a little bit powdery scent. And the longevity is there, the projection is there. It's definitely one of the strongest from the bunch. And I think it's just beautiful, guys. I would definitely wear this. It was one of my favorites. And I gave this fragrance an 8 out of 10. It's really sophisticated. I feel like you could wear this anywhere and people would know that you smell expensive. You smell rich, elegant, pretty, beautiful. And it's just really warm and inviting and enticing. Even though it's not a vanillic fragrance, if you like those vanilla, spicy, kind of warm fall fragrances, you are definitely gonna like Ivory Roots. Yeah, it's really yummy, guys. Definitely check it out. The next fragrance we're gonna talk about is Dolce Amarfi. And the notes for this one are quince, cardamom, apple, saffron, cloves, Toulouse balsam, incense, vanilla, tonka, amber, cedar, and musk. So this is a really interesting scent, guys, and to be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I get the apple and the quince, and I feel like it's a very unique fruit note. I don't think I've ever smelled quince in anything else before, and let me tell you guys, when I first smell this, it smells exactly like Hubba Bubba or Juicy Fruit Gum, and I know I've heard this before. If you go on Fragrantica, people are saying this about Dolce Amalfi. And I can confirm, guys, it really does smell like juicy fruit. My boyfriend loves that gum, and so it's around a lot, and I can confirm. Not to say that this isn't really yummy and fruity and sweet, but I don't know if I want to smell like a piece of bubble gum. And maybe knowing that is kind of ruining it for me, and I think it might be, which is a huge bummer, because I know a lot of people love this scent. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's bright. I get a little bit of spice, but mostly what I get from this is a sweet, slightly spicy, fruity scent that really resembles juicy fruit gum. So if you like those playful fruit, bright scents, I would highly recommend checking this one out. but I don't know if it's for me. Honestly, I don't know if I would wear this. So I gave this one a 4 out of 10, unfortunately. But not to say, listen guys, all my opinions are my opinions. Not to say that someone else wouldn't absolutely adore this and want to wear it every day. I just don't know if I want to smell like juicy fruit. And that's just me. I'm really excited about this next one, guys, because it was my favorite. And I'm talking about Bouquet Ideal. Ideal. And this is such a gorgeous scent, guys. And I'm going to spray it on my hand because I want to smother myself in this. I want to soak myself in this. Oh my God, guys. This is such a delicious scent for me. I absolutely adore it. So the notes in Bouquet Ideal are cinnamon, nutmeg, guaiac wood, sandalwood, cedar, papyrus, vanilla, coumarin, tobacco, labdanum, and musk. So you hear the name and you think beautiful bouquet of flowers, right? But it's really not. It's a spicy, very woody, vanillic, warm fragrance. And I think this is so sexy. Yeah, I mostly get the cinnamon and the nutmeg at the top, which add that spice, but I really get a big dose of sandalwood. And I think if you like sandalwood, you're pretty much gonna love this scent because I adore sandalwood. It's one of my favorite notes. And when I smelled this, I was like, ooh, that sandalwood shines. I definitely get the tobacco, and I think towards the end of the fragrance it comes out a little more, but it's not a very strong tobacco. It kind of is just in the background, supporting that sandalwood and making it even darker and warmer and sexier. So imagine just a really delicious spiced sandalwood vanilla with some tobacco nuances. That's what I'm getting from Bouquet Ideal. It's almost edible, but it's not gourmand. I just think it's delicious. And I could see this on a man. It's sweet, don't get me wrong. It is sweet, but it's not too sweet that I couldn't find this very enticing on a man. Yeah, it's a sweet, woody, spicy, vanillic scent. It's delicious, and I think this is my favorite out of them all. I gave this one a 9 out of 10. Yeah, that is my take on Bouquet Ideal. Check it out. So I'm going to talk about one now that is very popular with the YouTube crowd. I've heard so many people talk about this scent, and I'm referring to Dhamma Bianca. The notes in Dhamma Bianca are kumquat, lime, iris, violet, jasmine, lilac, lily of the valley, vanilla malt, ambrette, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. And everyone on YouTube seems to be describing this as a beautiful vanilla scent, but I don't know if my nose is just weird, but I'm getting something completely different from it. I really don't pick up the vanilla that strongly in this fragrance. This is such an interesting scent, guys. I've really never smelled anything like it. I get a big blast of citruses in the whole fragrance. I really get the lime and the kumquat. I think those are actually the two most prominent notes for me. It's sweet, but it's not very sweet. I think it's a delicate sweetness. It's extremely feminine. It's classy. It's beautiful. There's this fizzy quality from this that I get from this fragrance, and I think that's coming from the kumquat and the lime. It almost smells like a sweet, fizzy, like ginger ale-y type of drink to me without the ginger, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I mostly get the iris, the lime, and the kumquat, and florals. I definitely get, it just smells like flowers, like sparkling, a little bit powdery, a little sweet flowers with that citrus at the top. And I was thinking when I was smelling this, you guys, it reminds me of a really bougie hotel bathroom, and not in a bad way. Like when you go into a really nice hotel and you go to the bathroom and you're like, oh my gosh, it smells divine in here. That's what I'm kind of referring to. I can see the appeal of this scent, but I don't really think it's my vibe. I don't know, something about it just doesn't hold me. It's a like, it's not a love. And for Dhamma Bianca, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Just for my personal taste, not as the scent in general. I'm just giving you guys my personal take on this stuff. And I know so many people love Dhamma Bianca. And it is a really unique, beautiful scent, but I just don't get the vanilla as much as I thought I would. It's mostly just a really elegant, floral, fruity, soft, sweet, powdery fragrance for me. So yeah, this is an interesting one, guys. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. I think I need to do a little more exploring with Dhamma Bianca, but check it out. The next one we're gonna talk about is Herbapira. And I know that this is actually one of their most best-selling, if not the best-selling fragrance from Xerjoff. So I was really eager to get my hands on this. And you guys, it is uncanny how much this fragrance resembles other scents that I've tried. So if you've ever tried Kirk by Tiziana Terenzi, or Jasmine Wisp, those two scents are almost identical to Herbapira. I'm telling you right now. They are both very fruity, very sweet, musky fragrances. But you know what, guys? I'm gonna be really honest with you. This just isn't my jam. With Herbapira, it's just too artificial. And you know, I felt the same way about Kirk and Jasmine Wisp, both which I had decants of. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not a musk person, but for me, that musk is really strong and comes through incredibly powerfully and just overtakes the whole fragrance. And the fruits in this are very synthetic and very loud and very sweet. Like, don't get me wrong, this fragrance packs a punch. If you love a sweet, fruity fragrance, I still recommend checking it out because I know so many people love it. But that musk just throws me off. I can't do it, guys. I really don't like this fragrance. And it's so disappointing because I wish I did, you know? It just, this is what happens. Everyone's nose is different. I gave Herbapira like maybe a 2-3 out of 10. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't put it on. So, but I will say, again, this is one of the strongest fragrances I've ever tried. I put a tiny dab on my hand the other night. Holy crap, guys, I was smelling it for hours and hours and hours. It was barely any fragrance. I took a shower and I still smelled it on my hands. So that in itself is pretty incredible, which is another reason I wish I liked this fragrance more. But c'est la vie, what can you do? The next fragrance is one that is one of the most unique fragrances I've ever tried, and I'm still kind of playing around with it, and I don't really know what my final thoughts will be, but this is Overture. And the notes of Overture are fig leaf, orange and magnolia, jasmine, rose, cinnamon, ylang ylang, sandalwood, vanilla, cashmere wood, and amber and incense. And I wrote some notes for this one because it's pretty hard to describe. And I described it as creamy, spicy, green, very unique, beast mode, and it reminds me of the flesh of a coconut. And I kind of stole that from Demi Rawling because she was talking about this fragrance. She was initially who kind of inspired me to try Xerjoff, especially Overture, because she said it was this sweet, this creamy, sweet tropical fragrance, and I am all about that type of thing. But this is just so unique, guys. I don't know if it's for me, to be completely honest. There's something about this scent that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, there's something yummy about it. It's definitely creamy, and I definitely get that kind of, imagine the flesh of a coconut that you're eating it, that kind of, that texture and that flavor. I definitely understand what Demi Rawling was talking about when she referenced it, but I don't know. It's like everything in once. It's one of those fragrances, it's tropical, but it's woodsy, but it's spicy, but it's sweet, but it's, I don't know. It's really interesting and hard to describe. And this is absolutely beast mode, guys. This is extremely strong. I think this and Herbapira were the two strongest I've tried, and Ivory Root. Ivory Root is extremely strong as well. But this, man, I can see that it's beautiful and unique and so interesting. And I wore this out one time and everyone around me was asking me, what is that? It's such an interesting smell. Like, you smell good, but no one could really pinpoint what that was. It's a very unique scent, and you kind of just have to experience it for yourself. So I'm sorry if my description sucked. It's really hard to describe, but I would imagine many of you would love it. Let's just put it that way. And that is Overture. So now we're gonna talk about two scents that I don't have the samples of right here, but I tried them recently and I still wanted to include them in this video so you would get more of a comprehensive take on all the Xerjoff fragrances, or the ones I've tried at least. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Lira. And Lira is, the notes in Lira are blood orange, bergamot, lavender, cinnamon, licorice, jasmine, caramel, vanilla, and musk. So Lira, to me, when I tried it, it smelled like a powdery lemon cookie. It's sweet, it's ultra feminine, it definitely is gourmand, it's citrusy and vanilla, and a little powdery. And it's really delicious, yummy scent. And I think if you like vanilla, you're gonna like Lira. I think out of all of these fragrances, Lira is probably the easiest to get on board with. I think it's the most mass appealing, because it's just a scrumptious lemon vanilla scent. And that's probably the reason why so many people do talk about Lira. For me, I didn't think it was incredible. It didn't blow my mind, but I do think it's extremely delicious and feminine. It's not as strong as some of the other fragrances on this list, but it definitely packs a punch. You will be smelled. I mean, all of the Xerjoff fragrances have pretty good sillage and longevity. There are a few that aren't as powerful, and then there's some that are beast mode, but all around, I would say you can be confident that you will get a long-lasting fragrance when you get a Xerjoff. Oh, I forgot to mention about Lira. So the citrusy notes and the vanilla and the musk are what I get the most, but there's also this part in the mid of the fragrance, right when it's starting to dry down, where I do get that licorice in the middle, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not obsessed with Lira, because I don't like licorice. And so when I smell that, it kind of turned me off a little bit. It does fade quickly, and I don't think it's prominent throughout the fragrance at all, but if you're not a fan of licorice and you have a very sensitive nose, you might pick it up and you might feel the same way I did. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Lira. The last scent we're gonna talk about, I actually talked about this in my almond fragrances video, and it's something that it had so much hype on YouTube, and it is the fragrance Italica. And I did want to talk about this one because I think it's a beautiful offering from Xerjoff. It is, oh, let's talk about the notes actually. Italica has almond, milk, saffron, toffee, vanilla, sandalwood, cedar, and musk. And the notes that I get the most from Italica are the almond, the saffron, the toffee, and the sandalwood, and a little bit of vanilla. It's extremely powerful, and I think it's one of the more spicy takes on almond I've tried. Don't get me wrong, it's delectable, it's gourmand. You feel like you want to eat it. It is the definition of just smelling something and it makes your mouth water. Like you are going to smell like an absolute snack if you are wearing Italica. But that saffron, for me at least, is very prominent. So it definitely has a spicy kick. So if you love almond, but you're not into spicy fragrances, I don't know if Italica would be right for you. But it is a gorgeous, powerful almond fragrance, and it is just beautifully done. I don't think it's especially creamy or milky, even though there is milk in it. I mostly just get the toffee. It's very, I would describe it more as caramelized than milky, but it's like a spicy toffee almond caramelized candy. That's what I get from Italica. And it's definitely worth checking out if you love gourmands, because it's incredible. It really is an incredible fragrance. And I'd probably give Italica a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's definitely up there, but I think because of that saffron note, it didn't, it's a very strong like, but it's not a love. Let's just put it that way. So that is my short take on some of the most popular Xerjoff fragrances that I have tried. To kind of have a little summary, I think my top 2 were Ivory Root and Bouquet Ideal. They are both such beautiful fragrances, and I'd give them both probably Ivory Root, I'd give an 8 out of 10, and Bouquet Ideal a 9 out of 10, and I'm really thinking I might need to get a whole bottle of that fragrance because it's just stunning, guys. It really is. There's so many unique and interesting offerings from Xerjoff. I really feel like there's something for everyone, and it's definitely a house that I recommend checking out to everyone. Even though it is extremely pricey, you can find deals. There are people selling on other platforms. You don't have to order straight from the Xerjoff website, and you're getting a really high quality, long-lasting fragrance that's unique. Plus, the bottles are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I recommend the house all in all. And I definitely want to try more from them. I haven't tried them all. I've tried a lot, but not nearly enough. I mean, they have so many fragrances to offer. So it's an ongoing exploration. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that my take on these Xerjoff fragrances gave you some insight and knowledge if you're thinking about checking out the brand. Just to reiterate, please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this content. I really appreciate all the support I can get. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye.